Hello, hello. Hello, Melissa. Hello, Paula Crafts. Hello, hello. Hi, friends. Let's give the YouTubes a second or two to catch up with me here. Welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday. Do. Here we go. I think we're just about here. Hello, hello. All right. There we are. Hi, friends. Hello. Happy Wednesday. Do you know it has been 3 months? It's been 3 months since we've done What's New Wednesday. It's been crazy the last 3 months. There hasn't been anything to share. March, we did our big anniversary celebration. And so, anyhow, I'll talk about that in a second. Let me just welcome everyone. Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to what used to be a weekly-ish. Now it's a whenever Lael's in town and there's not a whole bunch going on. What's New Wednesday. So happy to have you here. If we have not met before, my name is Lael Conker and I have a business called Lael by Mail. Website, laelbymail.com. It is linked in the description box of the video. And we are here tonight taking a look at some of the new things on my website. So if you ever miss a What's New Wednesday or we haven't done a What's New Wednesday, easiest way to find out what is new is go to laelbymail.com. The very top of every page there's always a navy bar that says click to shop what's new. And obviously that's always kind of rotating, new things coming in, and then things either selling out or kind of, moving along their merry way. Anyhow, so welcome to you. Yes, it has been 3 months. We did our last What's New Wednesday really in March, so 3 months ago. We had a big, huge anniversary celebration the week later. Third week in March where I released, oh my gosh, so many new products. 4 new Traveler's Notebooks, 4 new Traveler's Notebooks, 3 new themed inserts, the 2024 Idea Book, oh my gosh, lots of stamps and dies and all different kinds of things. And then, I don't know, April, whatever happened in April, I'm traveling or something, I don't know. And then May, I was gone the whole second half of May. So anyhow, here we are, the first Wednesday-ish in June. But it's not really. Anyhow, so I have so many fun things to share this evening. We're going to kick it off with a reintroduction of the Season Pass. So this is new Season Pass 2.0. So we will start with that and look at that kind of in detail, talk about what the new changes are to the Season Pass program. And then we will take a look at lots of other fun new things. We will be doing this. Today is the 11th. We will also be doing this on, I'm looking at my calendar on the wall, also be doing it on the 18th and also the 25th of June because there are so many new things to share. So before I hop in, let me take a quick look at the chat. And this chat tonight is very important because we will be doing a live giveaway and one random lucky winner in the chat will receive the brand new Summer Fall Season Pass, which is a $50 retail value. So I'll talk about that in a minute, but if you are not familiar with the chat in a live, you want to get familiar with that very quickly because we'll be doing it in the chat. So let me take a quick look at the chat and see who's here, and then we will dive right in because lots of fun things to share tonight. So let's see. Hello, Paula Krause from NorCal. Carrie, almost said good morning. I'm used to Saturday mornings when we list, so good evening. Carrie, hi, Glow Laws. I'm Susan Scally from Atlanta. Amy is here, Amy, my right hand, and she will be providing links in the chat to things that I am showing you. So if you're watching live, make it super easy just to click on that link in the chat. Otherwise, in the description box of the video, we'll take you to What's New or laelbymail.com and click What's New at the top. Anyhow, we're trying to make it as easy as we can for you to see the new fun things and then also shop them. If that's what you want to do. Otherwise, you just hang out and have fun and have an opportunity to win. Hello, Teresa. Ms. L, can't wait to see the new goodies. Melissa is here from Pretty Little Studio. Melissa, welcome. Always fun when you pop in. Melissa, I will do Love is Kind in a What's New Wednesday a week from today. So that'll be the 18th. And if you want to pop in for that, I'd love you to pop in for that if that works for you. But that is a huge collection, and I want to make sure to give it its due, the amount of time it deserves. So we'll do that on the 18th. Dawn, hello. She is excited to see new things. Hello, Wanda. Hello, Mari. Karen is here. Welcome, Karen. Oh, this is funny. She said, Lael always brings new products out right after I get my package from her. There's, just, it's just a constant flow. Just kind of know it's a constant flow. I will tell you, some people have us hold on to their orders for a couple weeks just because they're not sure what else may be coming out. And so we hold on to your orders. That's always an option. You can always add to an existing order if you already placed it or already placed one. Hello, Louisa. Karen, thanks for the reminder. Thumbs up if you guys would. I would love that. Hello, Flora. Oh, Flora, that just reminded me. I need to reply to your email about the stamp set that you won. Just popped into my head when I saw your name. Welcome. Hi, Carol. Sue. Sue from Australia. That's one of the fun things when we do either evening lists or our What's New Wednesdays at night, because then some friends from other parts of the world, particularly the Southern Hemisphere, well, it doesn't have to be the Southern Hemisphere. It's really the eastern part of eastern part of the world. When you start to get in a big, huge time difference, right? So I think you're 15 hours maybe. Anyhow, then that lets you be here with us instead of your bright and early middle of the night morning, kind of your day. So welcome. Hello, Terry. Nice to see you. Nancy from New York. Oh, I love that apple, Nancy. Melissa from West Texas. Let's see. Heather Graham, hello. Tamara, hello from Albuquerque. Thank you, Terry. Great color. I love this green. I love green like this. Melissa, thank you. Melissa Ramirez said, I'm so addicted to your channel and your wonderful stuff. Well, thank you. Love it, love it. Let's see. Talking about the giveaway. Yes, we'll talk about that in a bit. And hello, Ann Cirque from Michigan. Linda Barraza from Reno. Melissa Ramirez is keeping her fingers crossed, right? Everyone keep your fingers crossed for the live giveaway. Justine said, can't stay longer. Excited to see what she can watch and watch the rest on replay. Absolutely. You can always catch all of my YouTube videos on replay if you can't make them live. Hello, Shirley. Shirley, I can't wait to hear about Disney World. I want to know all about it. Cherie, hello. Teresa V. It's actually a little dress. Yes, a nice comfy dress. Thank you. She said she likes my shirt. Mimi can only stay for a bit. We'll watch the rest later. Carol K, looking forward to seeing the new things. Melissa loves hanging out. Heather Graham is now saying Melissa, meaning Melissa from Pretty Little Studio. She said, Melissa! Exclamation. Love your collections. A lot of us here love Pretty Little Studio. Absolutely, 100%. Let's see. Carrie said, so power and internet. Oh gosh, a squirrel. Poor squirrel. Squirrel sacrificed himself to the transformer across the street. Gosh, when they wreak havoc, they certainly wreak havoc, us squirrels, don't we? Right? Let's see. Ms. L, this is exactly why I do these, because I'm just like you guys. She said, seeing products live makes such a difference to just seeing images. I'm just like you guys. If I'm trying to shop online, I want to see things live too, because you really get a better feel than just, the JPEG image, the mock-up of products. So I'm right there with you, 100%. And that's why we are here. Hello, Michelle K. Hello, Cherie. Hi, Carrie. Nice to see you. Sherry Haynes, Murray House. Lots of folks in the house. Hello, Paige Reed. Nancy Stone from New Zealand. Danelle from North Texas. Oh, Laura. All right, so make sure I say hi to everybody. Okay. Glow. Not new stamps tonight. So, as of now, we'll see if this doesn't change sometime in the future. But we do new stamp and die releases every other month, mid-month. So the next stamp and die release is happening mid-July. I will tell you, and Amy, if you will pop a link to this in the description box, in the chat. I just updated earlier today the coming soon page on laelbymail.com. That will tell you what is coming soon and what is coming when. New Simple Stories collections, a new collection from Frank Garcia, 2 new collections from 49 Market, and then all the new Lael by Mail things coming. And I think I went through kind of September or December, I don't remember. But just know things are continuing to be added, but it will give you a really good idea from my perspective, because that's what I know, right? That's what I know when things are coming. So you'll know, like, when my brand new holiday December collection is coming, the Lael by Mail one, my December documents, new Traveler's Notebook projects coming, lots of different things. But coming soon on the website. That is a good place to go. And it is actually coming soon. It's not coming soon. You'll eventually see it on the website. It is there, but it's the coming soon page. Not to confuse things at all. All right, friends, I am going to cut right to the chase, all right? And I'm going to rotate the camera, turn off the overhead lights, and we're going to dive right in, okay? Because there's a lot to share tonight. Lots and lots and lots. All right. Melissa, thank you so much. And this is Melissa Ramirez, not Pretty Little Studio Melissa, but I'm sure Pretty Little Studio Melissa would say something similar. You said, wishing your best in your wonderful business. Thank you. All right, and plugging in. Okay, friends, so lots of fun new things to share this evening. We are going to start out with the season pass. All right, so let's talk about season pass. Season Pass is a program that I introduced in December, and I kicked off in January. It is a quarterly program, kind of seasonal, right? So there are 4 season passes a year. Just introduced the third one, so that would be summer, fall. And the whole idea behind Season Pass is that you get a little snippet. Ooh, golly, we're so crooked there. Let's not be that way. You get a snippet of product for each month. It's a manageable amount of product. I mean, we all love our collections, right? Don't get me wrong. I love a big collection, just like everybody else out there. But sometimes you only need so much July. Sometimes you only need so much Easter, right? And so the whole thought behind the season pass is you get a kind of broad selection of product for a period of 3 months, but a very kind of narrow for each month. So that's season pass. Now, when I first introduced season pass, we had grandiose plans, and those grandiose plans have come to fruition with the summer fall season pass. So I always like to say we kind of had to walk before we ran. We had to kind of get our feet wet, dip our toe in the water, to make sure we kind of had a good feel for what we wanted to do. So there's some really big changes that are taking place with season pass, and that has been introduced with the summer fall season pass. So as I take a look at the summer fall season pass, I will talk about those changes because you're going to see them reflected in the summer fall season pass. If you missed me at the beginning, tonight I will be doing a live giveaway for a summer fall season pass kit, and that will take place in the chat. So at some point I will say, hey everybody, I'm getting ready in the next couple of minutes to do the giveaway. And when that happens, we usually see the chat really start to come to life because the more that you are chatting in the chat, essentially the more opportunities you have to win. Because when I'm ready to give it away, I'll stop. I scroll my finger up in the chat, wherever that finger stops, and that is the person that wins. Not doing that yet, but just to kind of give you an idea what's going to happen with that. All right, so as we talk about season pass, it is, like I mentioned, a quarterly kit. This is the third one. So there is one for winter, spring. There is one for spring, summer. This is the one for summer, fall. And there will be one more this year that releases in September for the months of October, November, December, and that is fall/holiday. So all of the season passes come packed in one of my 13 by 13 craft storage pouches, right? This is like exactly what these storage pouches are for. So it kind of keeps your kit together. As we open that up, one of the big changes to season pass is we have moved from assorted size papers now to all 12 by 12. So all 12 by 12, all papers in the kit are now 12 by 12, which makes it super versatile, really for any type of project, right? You can cut them down, you can leave them 12 by 12, you can do whatever you need, but they all start at 12 by 12. So that was the first big change. The second big change is that we are now printing, without getting super detailed, on an offset press. What that means to you is that this is your regular traditional scrapbooking paper look and feel. In the past, with the first 2 season passes, we were printing on a digital press. And that is because we just had to get our feet wet, right? We had to get an idea or get a feel for the numbers. We had to get a feel for our costs, get a feel for everything that we wanted to do. So starting with summer, fall, this is your grand old, regular, beautiful 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. With some of the digital papers, sometimes with digital, depending on the color, you may give it a little bit of a shine, but now that we are working on an offset press, no shine. So it's all nice and matte. Those of you that purchased the my new postcards and passport collection, exact same paper, exact same quality and feel. It's my printer that I've been working with for years. It's my printer that has been doing our idea book for the last 3 years. Also the same printer that did my themed traveler's notebook inserts, now doing season pass as well. So those are the first two big changes. All the papers are now 12 by 12, and now all that nice kind of matte, nice look and feel. Another change, the back of the cover has a usable pattern, and it's always had a usable pattern. We'll talk about what that usable pattern was in the past, but now it has a pattern that coordinates with the kit. So really you are getting 13 papers instead of 12, all right? So let's take a look at those papers. As we break out the summer fall season pass, we're looking at 3 months, right? July, August, and September. So starting with July, for every month now, you will have 4 12 by 12 papers. Another big change. In the past, we had a 6 by 8 paper that had 4 3 by 4 cards. As I mentioned earlier, all papers in the season pass are now 12 by 12, which means you have more cards on your cut apart paper. You have 8. I can do the math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 8 4 by 4 cards. You have 8 3 by 4 cards. Let's try that again. 8 3 by 4 cards and 2 4 by 6 cards. So if you are working in a traveler's notebook, when we're setting up our traveler's notebook every month, generally we're using 3 by 4 cards. But now if you're working in a mini book, you have 4 by 6s, and you have double the amount of 3 by 4s plus now 2 bonus 4 by 6s. So July, beautiful color palette, nice summer themed, very loose. I think there is only one item in the entire kit that has anything to do with the 4th of July, and it's that card right there that says the 4th of July. Other than that, everything is super neutral for summer, no matter what country you live in. Now, we know everyone has a 4th of July, but in the US, 4th of July tends to mean something a little bit different to us, right? On the back side, you have a nice kind of tone-on-tone polka dot. Then we take a look at the next paper. How fun is that? The tickets. So you could use this as a full 12 by 12. You could cut each of those ticket strips horizontally. You could cut each of the ticket strips vertically. So lots of different options there. That will give you a really good feel for the color palette for July. There's that beautiful blue floral, which you saw right there in the coordinating yellow on the back of the cover sheet. Look how fun this is. Look at those popsicles. If this doesn't take you back to being a little kid, at least it does for me, like the Rocket Pops, right? And then even those, I don't even know what those were called, but I just remember those Rocket Pops. Totally reminds me of being a little kid. On the back side of that, a nice neutral kind of star pattern. I'm such a sucker for a good stripe, and that is a great, great, great stripe. I will tell you right now, because the printer asked me this, and also Denise and Lily that do all my kitting and order packing and packing asked me this. They're like, oh no, is something wrong with the paper? And I said, no, you will notice there is a little bit of distressing in the artwork. So when you look at this stripe, don't think anything is wrong. If you saw every single piece of paper that I had printed for season pass, you'd see that in every one. So just kind of a nice, fun little distress there. On the back side, just a really beautiful blue. I love that blue, just a little floral there. And that takes us from July moving into August. All right, August. Now, August has really a back to school theme. And I will tell you what, I am long past school age. I am also long past having kids that are school age. But to me, I love school supplies. I love rulers and pencils and things like that. So whether or not you're a teacher or you have kids in school, you once went to school, you've gone back to school, whatever it is, we don't have to be in school to enjoy, kind of a really fun back to school-ish theme for August. So you will see there's kind of two themes here. You have a back to school, but you also have just nice neutral florals. So if you're like, yeah, kind of school isn't really my thing, then you can go the floral route. So we're looking at the 3x4, 4x6 cut aparts. Some room for a little bit of journaling if you want to do a little bit of journaling, if maybe you're doing a layout or doing a pocket page mini book. Cute stack of books. I love this. Now, instead of saying back to school, back to the routine, right? So I don't know about you, but sometimes summer for me, you end up a little bit out of your routine because it's just summer. So a lot of times August, late August, we're jumping back into the routine, whatever the routine is for you. All right, backside, love those apples. Apples just so fun, and the colors there, so bright and rich. The red and the green, just so good. Classic ruler, right? Whether it's school or not, give me a good old classic ruler. Love that. Again, you could use that whole, or you could cut it up and have lots of different individual 12-inch ruler strips or stripes. Backside, I know this is a toss-up for which side I like better. The pencils, multicolored pencils. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Is this one go here? Did I miss something up? I don't remember. I did. This got, well, it doesn't really matter, but this is just not grouped correctly in my kit. The watermelons go with July. Doesn't really matter, but watermelons go with July. And then that nice horizontal kind of teal and white stripe. But one thing you will notice, as we look at July and August, there is nothing here that can't coordinate together. And because June, July, and August kind of all fall, they can fall in the same color palette, or excuse me, July, August, September. You will see that this, from the paper perspective, almost could work as just one big summer collection because all the colors really blend well together, and that's by design. All right, so you have the beautiful multicolored floral. Backside, you have a nice green and white diagonal stripe. Then we move into September. The designer that I worked with on this collection, Cassidy Demkov, she did an amazing job on making all of those colors work so well together. So watch this. When you see, let me pull one of these. Let's look at this. When you see those, look at how many of those colors, you kind of have the similar yellows, you have similar blues, you have similar kind of peach and pink tones, you have similar kind of minty colors. So like I said, a lot of your papers can kind of blend together across the months, which I think when she did that, when she first came back to me and said, here's the color palette, I'm like, well, it doesn't have to all be like that. And she said, well, I think it might be kind of fun. And I said, you know what? We could certainly do that for the summer fall. We can't do that for like fall holiday because you put Christmas in there with red and green and you put Halloween in there with orange and black. It gets a little bit harder to do, but it worked really well for summer fall. All right, so this is the month of September. Again, you have your 8 3x4 cards, your 2 4x6s, and yes, you do see a squirrel. Of course, I said, Cassidy, it's fall. Let's bring the squirrel in, right? We got to bring a squirrel in wherever we can. So nice neutral fall. You'll notice it's also a really light colored fall, not super heavy. I love all of the leaves there in the different colors. And then this, look at that little tic-tac-toe board. Isn't that so cute? Those beautiful butterflies on the back side. You have our little kind of forest scene with the fox and the little branches, little tiny squirrel, and then our snail. Backside, a nice, good, just nice neutral check, buffalo check. There are those beautiful leaves, and the colors in this, it's a good, nice transition kind of from summer into early fall, right? Without it being like super dark and heavy. And you know, fall sometimes gets that way, but plenty of time for that in November, right? Love that plaid on the backside, and then that beautiful floral, and then a nice neutral polka dot on the back. All right, so those are the 12 papers, and I should say 13 with the back of that cover sheet. Those are the different patterns. From there, we're going to take a look at the die cuts. So I have already opened up the die cut package. Let me just reference this for a quick second. 68 die cut pieces. So let me stop and just check and see. Lots of chat happening in the chat. I love it. If I have missed any questions that Amy did not catch for me, you guys have been chatting away and leaving lots of comments, which I love. So it looks like you're loving the paper, and I love that. That makes me so happy. So happy. All right. So in the die cut pack, we're going to transition to die cuts. There are 68 pieces in the die cut pack. I have separated them by month, so it will make it really easy for us to see. I also put them on a black background, so it's really easy for us to see. So those are all of the individual die cuts for the month of July. We've got those little popsicles, we have the florals, a bicycle, a couple of tickets, we have our watermelon, a few stars. So those are the die cuts for the month of July. And the pack is pretty well divided into, 3 months. It's kind of pretty well divided in thirds. Here is the die cut. Here are the die cuts for August. Some fun glasses, little ruler. Love these little guys here. You have your paintbrushes and your pencils, your little tubes of paint. And I will show you how I have used Season Pass so far. I've already set my traveler's notebooks up for the months of July, August, and September, so you can kind of see it in use. Melissa Ramirez said, question, do those die cuts cut the images from the pattern paper? They do not, Melissa, so they are not the same size as the images from the pattern paper. In fact, we'll just take a look at this. There are quite a few of the die cuts that you don't even see in the pattern paper. So let's take a look. Let's look at this. This one would be the only one where you see the pencils, the only one where you see, I believe, the glasses, the only one where you see the paintbrushes, only one, actually you only see the little paint tubes in the die cut. So like when you look at the glasses, they are larger. The apple might be similarly sized. Let's look. If I can get that up. There we go. That one is actually looks like dead on. What else? Other than that, I mean, this book stack is different size, right? So hopefully that answered your question, if I understood what you were asking. Okay, that is August. And then we move into September. In September, we have all of our little forest creatures. We have our squirrel, we have a fox. Look at the little quail, so cute. Our little teeny tiny snail, little grouping of mushrooms. So a nice assortment there of die cuts for the month of September. All right, let's take a look at what else is in the kits. We've looked at the papers, we've looked at the die cuts. Then we have the word strip stickers. So word strip stickers, if you know me, you know I use word strip stickers quite a bit. I always say if it looks like something is missing, the answer is always a word strip sticker. So this is a staple in really my collections, because I can say now I did that in postcards and passports, and you will see something similar in my new Dear December collection that you'll start seeing in August. But this one has 78 word strip stickers, and they're always divided into sections. So for the summer fall, you have 1, 2, 3 sections. So very loosely, July, August, September. And then these are all really neutral. These could work really for anything. All right, so those are the word strip stickers. Another big change to Season Pass, and we knew again this also from the beginning. I'll just do this on here. Was that the 3 rolls of washi now sport patterns from the Season Pass itself, as opposed to being just kind of neutral washi that I had pulled. So what you see here, this is the month of July, this is August, and this is September. So I'll just swatch these really quickly so you can see what they look like. But they're full rolls. That is a full roll of washi. So the washi always retails at $4 a roll. So when you think that with the 3 rolls of washi, you're getting $12 worth of washi in your kit. All of the changes I've talked about, you guys, and then the washi is kind of that last change, the big change to, the last of the big changes that we did to Season Pass. No price increase. Same price. So I will tell you, oh, actually there's a couple more things we need to take a look at. 2 more things that are important to see. But same price. I think the retail value of the Season Pass, I think if I remember the calculation, was about $64. And so 50 is a really, really good price. And there you have those 3 washi. And again, what Cassidy did an awesome job of. Each of those works independently, July, August, September. But look at the 3 together. The 3 go beautifully together as well. All right, what else is in Season Pass? Holy cow, it's like the never-ending Season Pass, right? There are 2 more things. Next up, we have the 4x6 stamp set. So there are 18 stamps in that 4x6 stamp set. So lots of little fun things that you can use across months. You can use for every month. You can use just for a particular month. But also they are neutral enough that you could use those in any of your projects, right? Not just with your season pass things. And then you have the option, okay? You have the option of either including a package of 2 of my lined Traveler's Notebook inserts or not. So if you pick the option with the lined Traveler's Notebook inserts, that's what takes the price to $49.99. And if you opt to not have the package of 2 lined Traveler's Notebook inserts, the price is $42.99. So that is a lot of stuff, you guys. And as I mentioned, it is, I'm not gonna say it's discounted because that makes it sound like it's bargain basement. It is an incredible value. Like I said, it's about $64, the product in the kit. So there you have it. That is the brand new summer fall season pass. And that gives you a very good idea for the changes that we made. They're all things that we have. Actually, I will tell you, I didn't have the 12x12 plans, all 12x12s, but as I started talking to the printer and started looking at our costs, I thought, you know what? I can absorb that. I can absorb the increase in the cost to go from the kind of the different sizes to everything 12x12. So there you have it. All right, this needs to go back in there too, or else someone's gonna get this kit and be like, oh, my stickers are missing. All right, so you now have a very good feel for that summer fall season pass. You guys, that started shipping, what's today, Wednesday? Those started shipping on Monday. So everything is in stock in season pass and it is shipping now. I will also tell you that there are still some winter, spring, and spring, summer season passes as well. So you can see everything about season pass on the website. So now it is time for, should we do the giveaway now or should we look at, I don't know, let's do this. Let's take a look. There are some other new Lail by Mail products. Let's take a look at those and then we'll do the giveaway for the season pass. How about that? I'm gonna like draw it out just a little bit longer. We gotta let the like anticipation build, right? All right. So these 2 are not new. These released, I don't know, maybe a year ago? Maybe we had these a year ago. Oh wait, stop. Carrie said you were such an amazing designer. Carrie, first I have to say, I did not design that collection. I don't design the season passes. I don't physically design any of the products. Projects, absolutely, but none of the products. I work very closely with designers on my vision and what I would like to see. And then they take that vision and then they make it happen beautifully. So I wish I was that talented, but I'm not. But what I did mean to show you, I want to show you the examples. I want to show you what my Traveler's Notebooks look like set up for each month with season pass. So this one is July, and you can see I have photos of each setup on the website with the season pass. So you can kind of get a feel. With the season pass kits, there are 3 classes included, and those 3 classes are live. They take place each month where we are taking the product and actually doing this. So some of you use the season pass for your Traveler's Notebook, and that is the class where we kind of do all this together. And anyone that purchased season pass is invited. But if you're not using it for a Traveler's Notebook, you might just want to hang out with us and have fun. So we decorate our pockets, we do some stamping, we decorate our slip covers for each month. All right, so there you have it. That is for the month of July. And I put July in the navy scallop. August, I put August in the Floral Garden Traveler's Notebook. Now, you can do whatever you want. If you have a purple, you love purple, you have a purple Traveler's Notebook cover, you could do every month in purple. You do you. I'm just showing you what I do because I like to change up my covers every month. August, I did in the Floral Garden. And as we look at that, lots of the kind of florals, just the color palette, everything kind of worked really well in that for me. So here you go. You have your setup. And as I said, with the class, we go through, we do everything. We do the stamping. We kind of get everything set together. There is one slip covered insert and the second slip covered insert. Don't mind that little mess. I accidentally had a boo-boo. I accidentally cut one of my elastics. And so, all right, that is the second slipcover. So that was August. And then we roll into September. In September, I used Noted. All right, as we look at that, here we go. We have our little pockets decorated, more stamping. And then, like I said, I think this card is my favorite in the whole season pass, kind of little tic-tac-toe. And then that little guy. So that will give you an idea of now what that product looks like in use. On the website, I meant to print these out so you could see them, but you can see them on the website. You will also find 3 kind of layout sketches, but the sketches are using the actual product digitally. So if you are a 12 by 12 scrapbooker, you can take a look at those sample layouts and look at them and go, oh gosh, I love that. So kind of giving you even more inspiration. And then of course, over the next 3 months, I will continue to use Season Pass, and the design team will continue to use that as well. All right, I just had, something just popped into my head and now it went right back out, right? It was in and out. All right, so let's take a look at a couple more Lail by Mail products that just released, and then we'll do our giveaway, okay? Oh, I know, I remembered what it was. Now, what did I do with it is the question. Oh, yes. So I always, starting with postcards and passports, I swatched the distress ink colors that coordinate. So you'll find that for postcards and passports on the website. I also did that for the summer fall season pass, and I will continue to do that for all of my collections going forward. I will tell you, once I photograph it and then print it out, printers have a very difficult time with mint. So on the website, you will see the colors that I have swatched. Just keep in mind, printer has a really hard time with mint. That's salvaged patina. It looks nothing like that in real life. But the colors that I have swatched, if you like to use your distress inks and distress oxides that coordinate with summer fall season pass, tattered rose, saltwater tabby, festive berries, spiced marmalade, squeezed lemonade, fossilized amber, salvaged patina, evergreen bough, and faded jean. So the nice thing is a lot of those colors intermix across the 3 months. And that's not to say that you have to have all of those, but people always say, oh, when I stamp, what colors coordinate? So those are the colors that coordinate, and you'll see that as one of the images on the website with all of the, summer fall season pass. Okay, now going back to where we were. Dawn said, will you show using the 4x6 cut apart in a tea and a traveler's notebook? So Dawn, yes, I will. I can show a couple of different ways to use that. In fact, you know what? Really quickly, let me see. I'll show you one way. I did actually cut a couple of them up, but I'll show you very quickly a really easy way to do that. And really, you could do this with any piece of pattern paper. This is everything I had left in my kit after I decorated all of those. So actually, here's a ton. I had a ton of pieces left over. What I'm looking for here is one of those 4x6 cards. We'll just kind of show you really quick. I'm going to make a mess. Da, 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 da. All right, here we go. Here is one of our 4x6 cards. So if I fold this in half by this, Paige just asked, is there an ink bundle with those colors by chance? Paige, there is not, but if you want to get the ink bundle, just shoot me an email and I'll help you. All right, so I just folded that in half. If I pull, let's see, I think that's August. If I pull out my traveler's notebook here, I can take a 4x6 card like that and slide it right through my elastic. All right, so that's one thing that I could do with that, and it can just, this poor traveler's notebook I've just really messed it up by, let me just grab another one. I really messed that up by cutting. Don't even ask how I did that. All right, this will work better. You can slide really any size piece of paper like that, have it go into just your center through your elastic. But another thing that you could do, I could take, let me do this. Just kind of do this a little bit like that. I could take a piece of tip-in tape. Let me grab that. That would be something that would be separate, not included in the kit. But I could take my little piece of tip-in tape like this clear matte PET tape, and create a little, I shouldn't have done it that way. Let me think about this. This needs to go like this. And if I bend this over now like this, I can create this kind of little side door that pops out like that. All right, so let's pretend like it was not folded in half. I just folded that piece, and if I didn't want to fold that piece, I could cut it, but it is kind of hinged now over to that side. So there's another example of how you could use a 4x6 card like that in a traveler's notebook. That's a great question. All right, yes, and now that's my mess of all the pieces that were left over. Obviously the stamps, but lots of die cuts left. And all right, let me get that out of the way. We will take a look at a couple of other new Lail by Mail products. Then we'll do the giveaway for that. All right, and then we'll take a look at lots of other. Golly, having a hard time speaking this evening. All right, these two are not new. All right, these two are not new. These have been out a year and a half. I'm not quite sure. I don't quite remember when I introduced these, but these are 6x8 paper packs. The 6x8 paper packs, there is a grid pattern. There's a grid pattern. All right, 6x8. Can you see that? Very subtle. And there is a lined notebook pattern. I had so many requests. I've had so many requests to do those in a 12x12. So they are now also available. Let me show you this one in a 12x12 pack. Let me get that out. And there's your lined notebook paper. All right, so they're now available in a 12x12 pack. There's a 12x12 pack of your grid or graph paper, and a 12x12 pack of that lined notebook paper. And those come in packs of 10. All right. Okay. Last new Lail by Mail product that just released last week before we jump into the giveaway and then take a look at some other things. The long-awaited, highly anticipated metal die set, the coordinating metal die set that goes with the tabs and labels. It goes with the tabs and labels stamp set. The tabs and labels stamp set was released in March, May? I can't remember. Anyhow, there was a holdup with the dies. So the die set is now here. As we look at it here, there are the coordinating dies. And what makes it so fun is that now you can stamp all of your little circles, squares, labels. You can tell that one I use a lot. I use that one a lot with yellow. Banners, tabs, and then just pop them right through your die machine and have your little pieces cut out. All right, so there we go. Don't just know this is nothing wrong with it. Just sometimes when you're communicating, so my stamps are made in the US, dies are manufactured overseas. Sometimes when you're communicating with folks that speak a different language, something gets lost in the translation. This got lost in the translation. They printed something on the front of that shouldn't have been printed there. The dies are great. It just looks a little odd. So anyhow, there you have the die set that coordinates with that stamp set. Okie dokies, friends. So now it is time for the giveaway, and then we will take a look at lots of other fun projects. Okay, here we go. Drum roll. That always reminds me of Christmas Vacation. You know, when he says drum roll and they go because he's getting ready to flip the lights on the house, and then they don't go on, and then, yeah, everyone's sad. Wah, wah. All right, so I am going to now stop. I'm going to scroll my finger up wherever it lands in the chat. That is the person that wins the summer fall season pass. $50 value. Okay, ready? Here we go. Stopping right at Luisa Mochizuki. Luisa. Woo, woo, woo. Congratulations, Luisa. Luisa, I don't know if you've already ordered it. If you have, shoot me an email. I'll get you taken care of. We'll get you something different. But if you have not, then, well, either way, congratulations, Louisa. So exciting. So exciting. Yes, so fun. And as I said, if you're not Louisa, don't be sad, because there's always another day to maybe win a prize. But summer, fall season pass is shipping now. Okay, friends, let's take a look at a couple of other things. Primarily what I wanted to share tonight was the summer, fall season pass, but so many other fun things. So there's going to kind of be an odd assortment of things as we take a look at them. There are 2 new dies from Spellbinders that I have brought in. Louisa, shoot me an email. Let me know that you want it and we'll get that shipped out to you. 2 new dies from Spellbinders. I saw this and I thought this was so fun. This is torn paper edges. So you actually have 2 different dies here. You have 3 different dies. You have this one that basically is like you ripped a piece of paper out of a spiral notebook. And then you have 2 different torn edge dies. So what you see here is this piece right here, that little example is using all 3 dies. So you have 1 die on the back. See how it's a little bit darker as a shadow. You have the 2nd die here and the 3rd die there. So 1, 2, 3 dies. And those measure, I'm pretty sure the website tells you my website tells you how long those are. Those are going to be, about 6 inches. So nice length, right? That's a nice length, whether you're doing a card, using it on a traveler's notebook page, on a layout, whatever it may be. So that is called torn paper edges. This one, I cannot wait to play with this. This one is called Field Notes Twine. It has nothing to do with that tan thing that you see. Basically, the die is that. All right, that 1 die punches out all those pieces to create that really fun bow that looks like twine. So that is the die, right? That's all one connected piece. You only have to put your paper down, roll it through, or press the button on your die machine and that rolls through. But isn't that so much fun? That one is also 6 inches. When I saw this, I'll tell you what I instantly thought of. We did a list back in May using actually we did two, using some products from Vicky Bouton's, oh my gosh, Flower Shop collection. Look at that. Like, how crazy is that? Vicky had that beautiful, that's from Laser Cut, that little bow. That is also a laser cut, that bow. That is a rub-on. But look, you guys, you can, with that die, make as many of those little things as your little heart desires. But isn't that so cute? I fell in love with that when I saw it. So that one is called Field Notes Twine. All right, so let's talk reading for a minute. Let's talk some books. Well, not really books, but let's talk about some book accessories. The first thing I want to show you works really well with traveler's notebooks, but also with really kind of a planner. Maybe you have like an A5 journal or something like that you use. That is this pen pouch. So I have brought these in 4 different colors. I put this teal one on the floral garden because it works so well. But that little pen pouch is a little leather-esque pleather, vegan leather, not real leather, that holds 1 or 2, either pencils or pens, your writing instruments. As we look at that, it is holding on to whatever your cover is via elastic. So I have mine placed really far over to the edge on my traveler's notebook because I didn't want it to kind of get in the way over here. So 4 colors of that. There is a teal. There is a gold. The gold, look at like putting it on something like that. So pretty. There is a black, which also would go really well on something like that. Or, I don't know, maybe something like the Noted, right? And then there is a navy, and it just so happens that navy goes incredibly well with my navy scallop. So 4 colors: navy, gold, black, and teal. And Amy has just linked all of those. That's by a company called Bookaroo. This is a brand new company to me. And I just fell in love with some of their things because I know a lot of us really love to read. Like I said, these could go on books as well. They'd have to be, you just have to make sure you have, not a book that's too large, but like there's a little journal and it's just that elastic just flips right around your little journal or your traveler's notebook or what have you. All right. Let's take a look at a couple of other things from that company that I thought were just too fun not to share. This next one is it is a Know Your Place brass page marker. I've already put it in a book that I have started reading. It is a brass bookmark, very nice, sturdy piece of metal that points to exactly where you left off. So if you're someone that, maybe I got to here and then stopped here, I could just put that little guy and I grouped it around, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10 pages. So, it adheres nicely. Ooh, there's still a little piece of plastic there. Let's get that off. So it clips on nicely and holds in place. Oh, okay. I don't want to do that. That's going to take more time than I want to try to peel apart. Anyhow, as I had that, it's just pointing right to wherever you were, or it just makes a nice, really fun, cute bookmark. Both of those things I've showed you so far, the pen pouches and those things, beautiful gifts, right? If you need a teacher gift, maybe you're doing a back to school for a new teacher, college student, maybe you're trying to encourage someone in your life to read. We can get a little bit more fun than just the brass one, especially maybe if they're a little bit younger. Well, this one isn't as fun. We'll get to the fun in a second. I don't know why they did this, but that one is called Know Your Place bookmark or brass page marker. These are called To Be Continued Placekeepers. They're basically the exact same thing, but they're white and black. They're plastic. They're not metal, but they're a nice kind of heavy duty plastic. All right. So kind of the same concept again. And then you have these guys. This is where you could really have a lot of fun, especially maybe if you've got younger readers or younger people that you're trying to encourage to read in your life. That's a set of 8 of them, and they're a little bit smaller, but also kind of a nice sturdy plastic. So what I've done with one of those, I've taken the yellow one. This is my little planner, and I have just clipped that to where I am. This is this week, and this is next week. So it's really easy for me to know exactly where I am when I open it up, because there's something I need to do. So those are some fun little nifty, keep you organized, keep you on track little tools that I thought would be fun to bring in. Okay, let's see what's next. Let's take a look at this. This, when I brought it in, sold out very quickly, and so I reordered. One of the main reasons I reordered is that mine got sold, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, I need to have that. So I reordered, and then I added some more. This is a collection from Fancy Pants Designs. It's called Camp Wonder. And it was just so cute. I just couldn't resist. So let's take a look. Paper pack and ephemera. So the paper pack, we'll start out with 12 by 12 stickers. Look how fun, the bright and vibrant those colors are. So all about camping, right? Camping in the outdoors, a couple of different fun RVs. That's what kind of drew me to it, right? Look at that little old-fashioned, remember those chairs with the little fabric? Some little mountains, trees, beautiful florals. I want a camp chair like that. That is so fun. Anyhow, that's the 12 by 12 sticker sheet that comes in the paper pack. From there, you have 12 different papers. You have 2 each of 6 pieces. That is the first one. Lots of fun camping icons. Right? Look at that. This and that. I remember being a little kid and having like thermoses like that. Do you remember that? So fun. That is the B-side. And I love that kind of photorealistic kind of mix of icons and fun. And then that photorealism on the back side. Then we have some tents. Lots of different tents. That looks like such a fun little camp out, doesn't it? Great kind of burlap textured looking floral on the back side. Beautiful plaid with some distress. Oh, this one. Hi, honey. Nick has been out of town. It seems like forever and a day. He keeps leaving, and he's this time Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 5 days. So, hi, honey. This is where we have to keep in touch on my live. No, we talk. I promise you, we talk multiple times a day. But there's something about this. All the thermoses, it just, I don't know. Probably because part of it brings back my childhood. Part of it, Nick and I love camping and love the outdoors and love going in our RV. Just brings back really good memories. And I can't wait to use it. All right, this one, some of your kind of little badges, dry sock badge, keep clean, fresh breath. Oh my dear, just cute, right? Look, cute little badges. That is the back side of that with some of that kind of distressed look to it. And then this, I don't know, there's something about this with like that, or this with, hang on, that photorealistic. Call me crazy, but like those together, I love that combination. So in a couple weeks, we will do something with this collection on a Saturday. I can't wait. Can't wait to use it because I had it and then it got sold out from under me and then I have it again. And then look at this, the campers, right? You know you have to have the campers. You could use this as a standalone page, or you could fussy cut those little campers and have campers for days. And then the backside, kind of that little forest scene. Just so fun. So that is the paper pack for Camp Wander. That's, look, Camp Wanna Have Fun. How did I miss that? Oh, on the backside of that, I was so enamored with that. I forgot to look at that side. All those icons, I love that. All right, let's take a quick look at the die cuts. Let me grab a tray here, just so we can see them fairly easily. Die cut pack, 106 pieces. Did I miss the back of the flowers? I know, I did too. Yes, it's that one. I was so enamored with that. That's the front. This is the back side, but I love them both. All right, what did I say? Oh, 106 pieces in the die cuts. Lots of those, lots and lots and lots. You guys, I forgot to tell you, I think this is just important, you know, and there's, when it comes to manufacturing, you know, there's a lot of places to have product manufactured. Well, actually, that's not true. There really aren't. China, overseas, there are some other places, United States. Where I can, and it's not always possible everywhere, but where I can, I manufacture in the U.S. as much as I can for a number of different reasons. It's not always the cheapest. I will tell you that. It is not always the cheapest. It's not always the most cost effective. But in a lot of cases, like especially for stamps, the quality is much better. I find for paper, in my opinion, the paper is better as well. But I wanted to mention when we were talking about season pass, everything in the season pass, with the exception of the washi and the traveler's notebook inserts and the pouches. So all the paper, the die cuts, the stamps, the word strip stickers are all manufactured in the U.S. And here's a little something you may not know. Melissa, Pretty Little Studio, Melissa does my word strip stickers for me. So I sent her the art and she produces those for me here in the US, which I'm eternally grateful for because it is not easy to, oh my gosh, look at that little roll of toilet paper. But look at all those pieces in those die cuts. Anyhow, I'm just, you know, on a tangent, but I meant to mention that and I forgot when we were looking at season pass. And like I said, not always possible. I mean, making plastic pouches and washi, there is not a company in the United States that makes washi. So, oh my gosh, look at that squirrel. Where we can, we manufacture in the US, and then, you know, we need to go other places, then we do. All right, so lots of pieces there. 106 in the Camp Wander die cuts. All righty. Let's continue on with that same kind of theme, but different. When I saw this collection, and if you saw this, you just know I had to have it. I had to order it because I also had to have it for myself. This is from Carta Bella. Carta Bella is part of Echo Park. This is a National Parks collection. I saw this in, did I see it in January? I think I ordered it in January, and it just started shipping in May. But this I just love so much. So if you are a national park geek like I am, and when I say geek, I mean that in the best sense of the word, right? If you geek out at national parks, then yeah, this one's for you. So this is the 12 by 12 element sticker, cardstock stickers, nice, beautiful quality. So there are a few pieces in the collection that are specific to certain national parks. But when you get like the sticker sheet, there is nothing there that is specific to any one national park. Well, actually, I lied. All those little stamps, but then everything else super neutral. This, if you know national parks, you know that sign, and you're going to be super excited when I show you something very specific about that sign. All right, let's take a look at the papers. The Cartabella paper, super nice quality. It has a little bit of a texture to it. Some people call it an orange peel texture. Let me go this way. So we look at all the A sides first. All right, here you go. Those are your cut of art vertical or landscape, or portrait 4x6 cards, specific definitely to, or National Park specific. Olympic National Park, Zion, Rocky Mountain National Park, Yellowstone, Grand Canyon, Yosemite. Backside of that, look at those postcards. And then it even, like, look at this. This is like real. Zion National Park. Zion National Park's in Utah. Zion National Park, located in southwestern Utah near Springdale, lies at the junction of, so you've got these little explanations on the back of each of those little cards. This one is also specific national park. You have these little stamps. You could use this as a full sheet or go in and cut apart your little stamps. But lots of different national parks there. Some I can't pronounce, like the Cuyahoga Valley, Shenandoah, Capitol Reef, Acadia. Here's a little piece of trivia for you. Did you know that Utah has 5 national parks? They're called the Big Five. Bryce Canyon, Zion, Capitol Reach, Bryce Canyon. My gosh, let's try it. Canyonlands, Bryce Canyon, Arches, Zion's National Park, and Capitol Reef. Did I get them all? Anyhow, the Big Five. Yes, it is stunning. The artwork in this is stunning. Artwork in this is Stephen Duncan. Just a nice kind of neutral blue on the back side. Look at those clouds. Just gorgeous, beautiful. On the back side, you have that horizontal stripe. Susan, yes, Susan. It's by Stephen Duncan, one of my favorite designers. Here's a little trivia for you. If you've been around in our paper crafting world for a while, you may remember a manufacturer by the name of October Afternoon. Stephen Duncan was one of the designers for October Afternoon. So if you ever look at some of the Cartabella collections and go, that's probably why. All right, another one of our vertical cut aparts, Bryce, Grand Teton, Sequoia, Gateway, Death Valley, Glacier. More postcards on the back. Beautiful plaid. That's kind of those little tone on tone, like half sunshines. There's that infamous national park sign that you see at every national park. Just another nice kind of neutral. More national park verticals. You could make a really fun, kind of like postcard book with this. I've made a postcard book before out of real postcards, but you could pick out which national parks that you have gone to, or maybe you have a bucket list of national parks, and then kind of make a little book with that. It's your postcards on the back again. Some wildflowers. Nice neutral green. There's that national park kind of logo. Nice kind of tone on tone little plus signs there. I wonder if, no, all of the national parks are not in the cards. So they've just, I don't know how they decided which ones to use, but more of your cut aparts, the postcards on the back. And then look at this one. This one is so cool. I mean, you could do a really cool scrapbook album. This could kind of be your intro page. So if you're a scrapbooker, this could be your intro page. Lists all of the national parks here. Now, as I notice up here, listed by popularity. Now, who says that's the most, I'm sure there are statistics, but look at that. Utah, Zion is 3rd most popular. A little kind of explanation there. Eventually in my life, I will make it to all of the national parks. We're working on it. Nick and I are working on it. There's a nice plaid on the back. And then kind of that lumberjack plaid with some trees. All right, so that is the paper pack with the stickers. There are a number of packages of die cuts. You have ephemera and frames and tags. Oh, where is that? There is, let me put these off to the side for a second while I'm thinking about stamps. So there are 3 stamps that go with the collection. One, I think this one got sold out from under my personal stash. And they are sold out on the website right now, but I have them reordered and they are coming hopefully in the next week or so. So the first stamp set I mentioned, I forgot that I didn't have it here. I was talking about, the National Park sign. The stamp set is that National Park sign with alphabet. So you can stamp in the little sign. Amy, if you would do for me, if you'd pull that up on the website and just link it. So they are, or you guys will see it. She just linked the whole collection on the website that I have. And you'll see that last stamp there, but it is coming back. So when you see a stamp like that or a product like that that shows sold out on the website, click email me or notify me when available. And as soon as they're added back to inventory, you'll automatically be emailed. Sorry about that. I thought I had that. And then 2 other sets. So this is kind of an assortment of different names of the national parks. Thank you, Amy. It's called the Destination Sign Stamp Set. And Amy just linked that. So that is the national parks. What's this one called? National Park Titles. And this one, how fun is this? Now, this works great with this collection, but look at all the fun things you could do on its own. That is the postage stamp set. So there's nothing about that other than the packaging that screams National Park. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 different size postage stamps. You have 1, 2, 3 solids that can go behind your stamps. So you can stamp in a different color. And then you have some different little florals that can go in the stamps. But this one, I love the postage. All right, now let's go to the die cut. So 2 packs. You have ephemera and you have frames and tags. Let's grab another couple of trays here. Let's see, let's look at frames and tags here. We'll use the smaller one. So frames and tags, just kind of different versions of your ephemera. Let's go. Simply Grand. Oh, Bald Eagle. Almost Heaven, Shenandoah National Park. Volcanoes. I've been there in Hawaii. Volcanoes. We just crossed that off of our list in February. Little Bear. Cuyahoga Valley. That one, I do not know where that is. There's a fun little frame. A little piece kind of pops out. You can use both pieces. Yosemite. No, Yosemite. I know how to pronounce that. Zion National Park. Generic National Park. Oh, look at Teeny Squirrel. Adventures. This one, I believe that is, I think that's Grand Teton. I recognize that barn. I think that's Grand Teton. It is. I can see the little buffalo in Wyoming. Been there. Soar, Old Faithful. Been there too. Yellowstone, New River Gorge. Beautiful. Anyhow, lots of great frames and tags here. So Death Valley. Been there as well. These are great, to use for your titles or really whatever. You've got then a couple of frames there. All right, so those are the frames and tags. Now let's look at, what? Oh, my gosh, Lael, sorry. Those were the ephemera. That was the ephemera. Okay, once again, that was the ephemera. I got confused because there are a few frames in the ephemera. Color me confused. All right, the set we just looked at, that's the ephemera. Now we will look at the frames and tags. All right. Here we go, and I guess this is how we know, because these are tags. The frames confused me. All right, there we go. Ooh, how fun. Look at all these little different shaped tags. You just have to pop out the little holes. The view. Stunning. Oh, look at these little lumberjack ones. Cute little tags. Explore. Don't feed the bears. Yeah, don't do boo-boo and yogi. Don't feed the bears. That's Bryce Canyon. That's Utah. Get coastal. Look at, just so fun, right? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, there we go. That's Teton. Grand Teton National Park. The national park is the best idea America ever had. I love that. All right, my friends, there we go. So all of those things you can see, if you want to see them a little bit close up, if you want to see them a little bit better up close, there we go. Amy has linked all those if you're watching live, or if you're watching the replay, just go to laelbymail.com and click on what's new, or go to laelbymail.com and search national parks. All right. One more thing I want to show you, but it's really 3 things. These are some amazing stamps that Paige, artist is Stephen Duncan under Cartabella. Cartabella's manufacturer, and Stephen Duncan is the artist. Yeah, he does amazing things. All right, these 3 stamp sets. Gosh, I brought these in, I think in April or May. Just haven't had a chance to use them yet. Also haven't had a chance to show them yet. So these 3 stamp sets are done by friends of mine, Kelly Bangs and Paula. Oh my gosh, I just lost Paula's last name. I totally drew a blank. Paula and Kelly under their Crafty Me brand. All right, so there are 3 sets here, and they're pretty special. So I'm actually going to do something with them just so you can see how they work. So they're called Fill 'em Ups. All right, they're called Fill 'em Ups. They're all 6x8 stamp sets. Each set has either 2 or 3 sets of stamps in them. So this is the number set. In the number set, you have 3 6x8 stamps. You have an outline. You have a solid. And then you have a texture. What's so cool about what they've done with these, you could use each individually. You could pair up 2 sets, or you could build one on top of the other on top of the other. So I want to show you how that works, and I'm going to do that with the number stamp set. So let's do it with the 5. I did this earlier with the 3. You just didn't see me. I'll do it with the 5. All right, so what I have pulled here, I have pulled 1, 2, 3 colors. I pulled 2 colors that are complementary or coordinating, I guess, Spun Sugar and Kitsch Flamingo. So both pinks, one is lighter than the other, and then a black. I pulled out my stamping block. So let's turn that over and let's load that up like that. And I'm going to do this on here. So I'm going to start out with the outline. All right, grab the 5. Oops, I didn't mean to do that one yet. Let's pull that back there. All right, let's start with the outline. So they're basically either individual or buildable, which I love. I think that's so fun. I'm going to start dark with my outline. So I'm starting with the Kitsch Flamingo. Get that nice and inked up there. And stamp my 5. So I could just leave that as is, right? Super cute, nice, fun, good size. And the website tells you, my website tells you what size those are, but that is about 2 1/4 inches tall, all right? And the letters, the width is going to vary based on the number, excuse me. That's about 1 inch wide for reference. All right, so that one's done. Now let's just clean this off really quick, and then I'm going to do a solid over that. But I'm going to do a solid in a lighter color, just so there's some variation, so you can kind of see differentiation, variation, differentiation, whatever. Now, I don't have to use the same color or same kind of family of color, right? I could go with something totally different if I wanted, but for the sake of my little demo here, I will use similar color. So we started dark with Kitsch Flamingo. Now we are going to go in with Spun Sugar, a lighter pink. And I'm going to offset that on purpose, just a tad. When I say offset, I don't want to try to get it exact. All right, so let's just offset a little bit like that. I'd probably offset a little bit more than I would normally do there, but all right, so there is, those two together are really fun, right? Or I could just do my 5 now all by itself, or that version of the 5 all by itself. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay or overlay the texture on top. I'm going to overlay the texture on top of that in a black, just so you can get a really good feel for it. So this first set that I'm showing you here, they are the fill 'em ups numbers. There's 3 different kinds. Numbers is the first one that we're looking at. And yes, I do have all of these in my own personal stash. All right, so ink that up. And the textures are all a little bit different for each number. And then I'm going to go in with my little texture. All right. So isn't that fun? You have the different things that you can layer or build on top of each other or use by themselves. So let me take this one and I'll just do this little guy by itself so you can see. Isn't that fun? All right. So now that we get that idea, look at the back. Look at the back of that packaging. So lots of different examples on different combinations that you can do. But so fun. Aren't those so fun? I thought these would be so fun to bring in because we do a lot of our creative listing with numbers. All right, so that is the first set, numbers. Of course, there is an alpha stamp set. Now the alpha stamp set, even though there are 3 sheets, there are only 2 variations. And when I say 2 variations, there's a solid and the pattern. There is not an outline because it took 3 sheets just to get the 2 variations. You would end up with like a 5-ish sheet stamp set to get the outline in there as well. And then that would kind of make it a little pricey. So that is the alpha stamp set. And that will give you an idea just of those 2 layered together. You have the solid then with the pattern or the texture. And then the third set is the florals. This one, I don't know. I see one, I think, oh, I love that one. That's my favorite. Then I see another one. I think, oh my gosh, that's my favorite. So you have, this is kind of the outlined version-ish, right? So you kind of have the outer parts of the flower. And then you have the solid parts of the flower. So they layer. Well, they don't line up like that, but you know, they layer. And then you have the texture that you can work in as well. And that is what that looks like on the back. Isn't that so fun? I love it. I think it's just such a clever, just so clever, such a clever idea for a stamp set, kind of those layered variations. All right, my friends, we're done. That is, let's see, what time did we start? Oh, about an hour and 15 minutes. That's not bad. That is not bad. We just like cruise through quite a few new products. Bear with me for a second while I turn my overhead lights on and rotate the camera, and we will say our goodbyes. Everything that I showed you tonight is in stock now on the website. Some of those Bookaroo things we're moving pretty quickly. So the pen pouches and hang on, let me rotate. The pen pouches and those little page markers, those were kind of moving a little quickly. So if you're looking for those and if they show sold out, just know I have them on reorder. So those will be coming back in again very soon. As with anything on the website, if you see anything that shows sold out, your best bet is to click the button that says email me or notify me when available. As soon as we add the inventory back in stock, you automatically receive an email letting you know that it's back in stock. So there you have it. There was something else I was going to say. I know a number of you have orders that are on hold. And when I say on hold, they are waiting for the Here and There mini book project kit to start shipping next week, the week of early the 16th on Monday. So if you are waiting for that and you saw something tonight that you would like to add to that order, we can do it so easy. 2 options that you have. Number 1, if you want to place a separate order, you can place that order. You will be charged shipping twice because it's a separate order, but when the team goes to ship your order, they always, before any order ships, they always check to make sure there's only one. If there's more than one order, they pack everything together and then issue you a refund on all but one of the shipping charges. So some of you have a number of orders that kind of happen, so you have more than one, more than 2. Anyhow, so that's one way to do it. Second way is to just send an email to laelbymail@gmail.com. Let us know what you would like to add to a pending order. We can handle that for you on the back end and then shoot you an email with an invoice and a button to click to pay. So we try to make it easy, right? We try to make it easy for you to shop. All right, my friends, there you have it. Another What's New Wednesday. We will be together this coming Saturday, which will be calendar over there, the 14th. I just, in the email that went out yesterday, published the listing schedule, our creative listing schedule to the month of September. So that is on the blog. I will get that posted on the Layla by Mail Facebook page and Facebook group tomorrow. So you have that for reference. And it'll be at the bottom of all the emails that go out. So you can always watch for that if you're curious when we are listing. Golly, that was a lot. I'm going to take a quick look at the chat because I can see it just moving like crazy out the corner of my eye. And then we'll say our goodbyes, my friends. Let me see. I know, isn't that offset so fun? I love it. I think it's just so clever. See. You guys love the florals? I love it. Oh, I know the dies, right, Carrie? You know what? I will reach out and ask them if they have thought about doing dies for those because I'd really love to have dies for all of them, right? I'd love to have dies for all of them. I'll find out. Let's see. I know a class for the stamps, right? Well, you know, I'll use them on, I mean, I just kind of gave you a quick rundown on how they work, but I will use them on an upcoming Saturday so you can get a feel for them where I will really like stamp all the not all the numbers, but if I'm making a list, then numbers or title or what have you, or flowers, so you can kind of see how they work. Let's see. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Oh, we will not be listing on the 21st. I just saw somebody say something about the 21st. Nick and I are going on a Harvey trip in our RV, Harvey the RV. So we are not listing on the 21st. So June is the 7th, the 14th, and the 28th. All right, my friends, I think I got everybody. If I missed something, and you asked a question, I missed it. Either leave a comment on the video when it's over. I'll be notified. We can chat that way, or go to laylabymail.com and click contact us, and that's the easiest way for us to chat back and forth via email. We will be here again next Wednesday, the 18th, doing another What's New Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we will be taking a look at the new Love is Kind collection from Pretty Little Studio, and it sounds like Melissa from Pretty Little Studio will be joining us. She'll be here in the chat. You know what? I'll ask her. I don't know. I've never done it before, but you can like do a joint YouTube. I wonder if I could get her. I'll see. I'll ask. I don't know. I'm kind of throwing that out there, so we'll see. But if not, she'll be in the chat, and always love that. She's so wonderful and so talented and so supportive of me and my business. And yeah, so we'll take a look at Love is Kind next week. All right, friends, enjoy the rest of your evening. I hope to see you this coming Saturday when we list. If not, I hope to see you on another What's New Wednesday or one of our creative listing sessions or something somewhere in the future. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Bye. And now you gotta walk around and turn off from the back. All right. Here's the outtakes, right? Here's the outtakes. Bye, friends.